Hi everybody, Jo here again. How are you doing? I hope you're doing okay and that you're having a good week so far. Time for our little crafty catch up. And today we're going to have a play using one of our lovely sticker stencils. Something that sometimes they get a bit overlooked. So I thought it was about time we had a play. And we're going to blend some colours of our Elements ink. And I love to blend ink through a stencil. Something, well, I've always loved to do. I love stencils, as you know. And with the sticker stencils, we've got lots of options. We could actually put a stencil inside. I've done that before. But I thought today we'd stamp inside as well and show you how we can get this lovely frame and to make it look a little bit 3D. I think it's nice just to add these shadows. I mean, obviously this is perfectly flat, just a flat piece, but it's nice just to make it look that it's a little bit raised. And what's lovely about designs like this is if you make a card or a frame a piece and give it to somebody, as you walk around the room, it does catch your eye and it does look like it is actually 3D. So I think that's fabulous. And you know what, if you're feeling a bit fed up, it's a real fun thing to do. So I hope you're going to join me. And we're going to start off today. This is Multifairies card and it's 5.5 inches square. As you know, perfect for a 6x6 or a 7x7. But also it works well with the sticker stencils. Now the set we're going to use today is called Nature and Nurture Collection. And in it, it's got the heart, which is very useful for wedding, romance, engagement, all those sorts of cards. But also just for a love card. Or I have seen it used for even condolence cards. So lots of uses for that. The leaf, very useful, especially for men's cards. And the birds, I just love the birds. And we've got one facing each way. So I remember doing them a couple of years ago, a journal page with them facing each other. Again, just so you can use these cards, journals. Now, I'm going to use the one with the bird facing this way. And I know the first thing you're going to say is, Jo, yours are white. Now, these were the original sticker stencils. They have been remodelled and they are now see-through on this almost clear acetate. But being a crafter, obviously, I like my original ones. And, you know, why would I buy more when these work really well? I'm just a crafter like everybody else. So I'm going to use the ones I've been using since they came out. Now, remember, they are tacky on the back. So if they're brand new, best to just de-tack them on something, your mat or a piece of copy of paper first. Now, I'm going to position mine and I want it so that my frame is even all the way around. And I'm just going to do it by eye because after all, I keep saying I'm a crafter. You know, it's not machine done, so I'm not going to measure it as long as it looks right for me and stick that down. Do watch for little corner bits like this. You have to be careful when you're cleaning it. Don't go against it. That obviously may catch. So I need to be mindful when I brush to brush over it. It's important we point these things out because they happen to all of us. So colours of Elements inks we're going to use today. We're going to start with Russet Orange at the top. So we'll take the lid off that. And then I'm going to work my way with Mermaid, because Mermaid I think is a lovely sort of bluey greeny colour. And then the next one we're going to come to Blue Lagoon, which is more of a blue. And again, you crafters, you know what I mean. And then the Flying Fig, or Flying Pig as it's now known, just for some depth at the base. And yes, I have a brush for each of these colour groups. And I'm going to use the larger brush, the number 9. And as always, I'll just be blending in my lid. So I'll start off with, I'm just going to get a piece of kitchen roll for my hand, just in case it's got ink on. And we'll start off with the head. And we'll just bring some lovely orange in at the top, look. And then also in this top corner. And we just want to make the use, if you wanted the white all the way around and you didn't want a frame, you could just put a piece of Lavinia low tack masking tape. But obviously I want to make the most of this frame and make it part of the design. So that's our orange. Now again, you could do the whole thing orange, as I say, put another stencil on, add another colour through. That would be lovely. Next I'm going to come in with the purple. and we're going to come in at the base. And again, like I say, I need to brush against that. And then we'll get the foot and we'll just come round the tummy a little. And then I'm going to add some in the corner and along the base. And then come in with this corner. I always go the corners first because obviously I like the corners deeper, and then just drag a little bit of colour along. Now the reason I've done that is it's a bit like when I do my blending. I do the top, the bottom, then I blend the middle colour. I just find it works well for me. So we'll go in with our turquoisey colour now. And I'm just going to come in and sort of add some turquoise into that orange. And if I just want to go over that blend, I'll just come in with the orange. And you see how that then, we get a nice blend. Now my biggest thing is, as I'm talking, is remembering what colour lid I'm going in with which brush. Right, so now our deeper blue. And again, I'm just going to come in and fill this space between the purple and the blue. And again, just take your time. And I just want to blend that purple in a little bit more. So I'm not going to add any more ink on my brush. Just going to use what's there and fuzzy that edge. The edge was just a bit bright for me. So you see how that's fuzzied it. And I can come in and just fuzzy a bit more. Yeah, much prefer that. Can you see? That blend is just so much nicer there. So we'll just finish our frame. And where it blends into the purple, if you need to work on it, just get your brush, don't add any more ink. Just go over that blend, a bit more blue. Same with this side. And you'll know exactly how. And as you're looking, you'll know. Now the only one I want, a little bit of this turquoise into the orange there. But I'm happy with that now. And I just love that colour combination. And as I say, you could even just, if you wanted, flick water on that now and leave it. That would make a lovely design in itself. So, as always, I'm giving you lots of options here. I'm just going to clean this. Again, you could smoosh that, but we'll clean it because, you know, I talk a bit and we end up running over. So, lots of options. Another stencil, just some water, but we're going to come in with a stamp. And I've gone for the Indian Flourish. Now, again, if you're not sure where you want you, I did spend ages looking, but I decided I was just going to stamp it anyway. And I've gone for the VersaFine Clair, the Warm Breeze. And just this can be a bit slippy to stamp on. So it's best to almost just get your position and just put it down and try to not let it rock. And just press firmly. You don't want it to slip. And I'm being mindful, there will be a little lip, a little edge. But if I don't get my stamping right to the edge, that's fine. Don't worry about it. We have a trick for that. It's more important you don't smudge your stamping. So we'll make sure we lift it straight up. There we go. And we get that lovely stamping inside our bird. So now we'll stamp the frame. Again, you can leave the frame blank if you want, but I just want to add a little bit of stamping all the way around. Now do be aware your ink dries slower on your sticker stencil, so try and not pick this ink up on your hands or smudge it. So what I'm doing is the best way I find, and you'll have, I always say this, you'll get your own way. I just find it easier to use the side and to stamp my frame, use the side first to go all the way around. And then when it comes to the corner, I'm just going to use the top bit of the stamp. And again, for me, it's all about using stamps in different ways and looking at the stamps we've got and seeing. You see, I'm thinking bird, feather. I did get the bird collection out. I thought maybe I could start the fledglings, and I thought I could stamp a design inside. So that's something else you could do, is make yourself... I was going to do a little design with the fledglings, but I changed my mind, you know, like we do. So what we need to do now is carefully take the mask off the sticker stencil. Now, the best way I find to do this is to just lower your card look and lift this up. Now look at that. I think that's beautiful. But what I want to show you first is to clean this. You can give it a wipe, but obviously I've used a permanent ink and it doesn't all come off, as you can see. So I'll give it a dry. So I found the best thing to do is just get yourself some hand gel. So this is just any make hand gel. Some anti-bac hand gel. Put some on a cloth and give it a wipe. Now, your sticker stencil would work with the ink on it. It's just for me. I don't think it looks as nice. And I've got to be honest, I'm not keen. So I thought if I'm not keen, you might not be keen. But also, it cleans your mat as well. And it's not corrosive towards it. Oh, look at that. Don't tell anyone. Look at that dirt on there. And then that sticker stencil goes back on the carrier sheet so you don't lose it. So now we've got a nice clean space. We can come in here and we can just add some more detail. I mean, it might be you want to leave it like this, but I would just come in with my pastel pencils and we'll add a little bit of shading just to ground our lovely bird. So just under the foot here and along and under the tail. That's just with the black. And again, I'm just smudging, just using a biodegradable cotton bud. Just for me, I find, rather than using my finger. So we've got a bit of shade there. And then when I was saying, if you'd got a little bit where it hadn't quite stamped. Now, as it happens, if I show you, we've just got a little bit here, look. Now, I know I'm probably being very picky, but you know, if you're a perfectionist, now you might be happy with leaving that, but just to detract the eye, I've just got a blue pastel, almost like a turquoisey colour. And if I come down to add some shade, but almost go over that area. So it's two things, it's adding shade, but it's actually filling in that space. And as always, little cotton bud and just smudge it. And again, you will take your time. But look at that. I love that, and I just think it makes so much difference. So we want to add it in this corner as well. So I want most there. And then, and this is where you need quite a steady hand. Not quite come to the edge. And then down here. And again, not quite to the edge. Because what I'll do is smudge this corner most. Because I want that the darkest. And then just take that. You see, because I didn't go right to the edge, I can take a little bit of the smudging and it almost goes to nothing. It gives you a bit of an ombre effect. And if you want a little bit more in the corner, if you want to emphasize that corner, you can just add a little bit more. And again, do you get the idea? And I just think it just adds to it. So what I do want is a couple of sentiments, and I've gone for the white ones this time. And I think I'm going to put follow your path, because our beautiful bird here, now what we're going to call it, a multicoloured Lavinia bird. We can't have it a Joe bird, can we? But look at it, it's following its own path. And I think we're going to put the word shine, because it is shining. And that's what we all need to do, you know, follow our own path and shine as beautiful people that we are. Now, you can leave your sentiment if you wish. I'm just going to add a bit of a frame. And again, I tend to add different frames depending how I'm feeling. Sometimes I just like to put a little row of dots. I don't know why, just a little, just something. But what I do want to do is just add a little bit of blue, just so it complements the whole design. Again, we want that nice cohesive design so it all goes together. And look, what fun is that? And those colours. Now, I'd love to see this. Are you going to stamp inside? Are you just going to flick some water? And look at that beautiful frame. As always, you know, I can't wait to see what you create and think. Sorry, I'm just putting my pencils on the floor next to Eric. You know me, half my stuff's on my table, the rest's on the floor. And think of the colour combinations. Think of all our fabulous sticker stencils. And you know what, if Mr. Mojo has gone on holiday, because it's that time of year, isn't it? But if you want to bring him back, get your colours out. I mean, I seem to have gone deeper with the orange on this one, and I prefer that. And that's what's lovely, you know, no two will ever be the same. As I say, the way I just put the lines round my sentiments depends how I feel as to what I do. But I love that. I think this one might go in my journal, you know. I love the brightness of that one. I think there's a few of you getting in my head. I've always done paler colours, but I think you're getting in my head and I'm going to a brighter future, if you know what I mean. Anyway, thanks as always for popping in. And please, get your sticker stencils out and have some fun. Put stencils in stencils, put stamps in stencils. Just blend some ink and flick some water. Honestly, please tag me in. I can't wait to see what you get up to. You take care. Be kind. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.